Hi, I'm Meredith Sasorsha, Director of E-Learning and Communications for Lingually, and we're a startup that wants to change the way the world learns languages. So, Я люблю русский язык. This is how you say I love Russian. I want to learn Russian. What are my options? I can buy a textbook, I can sign up for a class, I can get a self-study program like Rosetta Stone, or I can even sign up for Duolingo. These are all examples of handmade lessons where somebody decided what words I'm going to learn and in what order, picked out the grammar, picked out the text I'm going to use. But what if I tell you that I want to learn Russian because I need to pitch in Moscow in 3 months and I need to know science, technology, and business words, and I need to be able to communicate with people? How many options are there for me to learn Russian in that way? This is how you say zero in Russian. So there is a place where I can find all of the content that I need that's relevant to me. It's bottomless, it's constantly self-renewing, and that's the World Wide Web. You have YouTube videos, you have articles, you have tweets, you have everything derived from authentic native speakers, so authentic content. So on the one hand, you have systematic learning, you have books, you have textbooks, pre-planned lessons, and then you have everything I really want to learn. What if you could take the principles of systematic learning and apply them to the open web? This is exactly what Lingually is doing. We've created a tool that allows you to look up words you encounter, so it harnesses your natural browsing behavior. You're on Facebook, you see a word you don't know, you double-click. You get a definition for you. In the background, we're creating flashcards where we source content like images and audio and example sentences. So you're slowly building up a list of vocabulary words that matter to you. Now, we use this information and we feed it into a spaced repetition system. So it's like optimized learning, again, back to systematic principles. You need to see things at certain intervals depending on how you are as a learner. So you have a learning program, it's gamified, you have a whole learning zone. And we're understanding what words you do and don't know every time you use the system. Because you may say, you may double click on the word yellow, but you didn't double click on the word red. And you've seen red 3 times this week, so we kind of think you know it. Start to understand what you do and don't know by having an index of every word in the language you're learning. We then can use this information to find content for you that's right at your level. And it's not at like every beginner or intermediate or advanced level, it's at your level containing the words you know in a 90 to 10% ratio of known to unknown words, which my training is in applied linguistics. That's the optimal ratio for learning from context. Any more unknown words is too many gaps, too many questions, it's overwhelming, cognitively overloading, and you give up. And that's what you risk if you just go to the web and try to use Google Russian and find content on your own. So we created a Lingually feed, and this feed is almost like your Facebook feed. It's full of content that's authentic and current, and it contains the words you're learning. So you can open the learning zone up and you have your feed. Right now we just have articles, but we have videos and transcripts coming. Imagine songs where you're learning the lyrics. Imagine example sentences, advertisements, anything could be in this feed. It's a Facebook for language learners in a sense. This is a map of all of our products right now. We're cloud synced. So we started with a proof of concept in August 2013. That was our Google Chrome extension. We moved on and launched mobile for Android, Google Play in April. We launched a web app in May and iOS this summer. And we have an iOS native coming out in a few months and more products on the way. So this number is a little inaccurate. We actually have 350,000 users right now. We've seen really high engagement. We have people love us. We've got 2 million words learned on the system a month, and we've been all over the web. We estimate there are 2 billion language learners out there, and Lingually works for everyone. It's adaptive. It doesn't care what your level is. It will learn you as you learn a language. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, moving along. Music is a topic that is at the top of our agenda here at IE this week because in the next couple of weeks, we have a venture day in Berlin dedicated to startups. Well, the next startup is about music. This company is going to make it easy for you to connect in real time with your favorite bands through your smartphone. Ladies and gentlemen, from Murcia, Placeband.
So let's wait until it starts. Well, my name is Luis Torres. I'm on the marketing side of Placeband. As we say, I'm the preacher band. Microsoft says evangelist, we like to say preacher band. So what we do, I will tell you in a minute, once that the presentation begins. Okay. So we have a dream, and our dream is to let those children bands the same opportunities for them all. We want them to have the same opportunities. So what has changed in the music industry since their beginnings? As you can see in those pictures, not much. It's almost the same. But in fact, there is a difference, but the difference is not on the stage, it's in the audience. The audience is very different, and they are consuming the music in a very different way. So this difference in the music consumption has changed the sales of the records. As you can see, the music CDs are selling, sales are decreasing, but who is killing the music industry? No one. The music industry is living better than ever. They are selling more and more tickets, but the people is consuming the music in a different way than they did, and the industry is realizing of that, and they are making also some changes. As you can see, 70% of the top influencers are musicians, so this is quite a huge amount. Also, the music sponsorship is growing year after year, so definitely the numbers are not bad. The numbers are very good. What happened with the music sponsorship? The big brands can sponsor big bands, but what happened with the small bands? They never reach the big brands, and also the small brands can't reach the big bands. So we try to we try to make democracy in the music industry. So we introduce Placeband, and we reach the audience not depending on one single band, but depending on their profile. This is the traditional concert life cycle. The user buys a ticket and goes to a concert, and we are trying to change this life cycle. The user goes to Placeband, they interact with other users, they get rewards, they get the gamification also make them interact more and more with the platform. They can also buy the ticket inside our platform, and they finally go to the concert. But as you can see, there is a cycle over here, because from the concert, the bands can also interact with the audience, and this is quite different. There is no only one direction communication, it's in two ways. This is an example of one of the actions that we made with a huge band, Spanish band called Maldita Nerea, here in Madrid, with around 10,000 people. And the artists, what they did is they selected one person inside, from the audience that had done check-in, and they selected one person, and in real time they make a phone call, and they told that person, please come to the stage and enjoy the next song with us. There is some?
Hola. Marta. Marta, muchísimas gracias por haber usado Placeband, y lo que quiero es que subas para acá. Van a buscarte los de mi equipo porque quiero hacer la última canción contigo. Un aplauso para Marta.
So definitely there is a difference in the way that the music is living right now. The band can interact with the audience, and as you can imagine, that girl was amazed. So what about our competitors? We love our competitors. There are many competitors regarding, for example, ticketing, social networks, but in fact we are reaching some agreements with some of them, and we like to interact also with our competitors. Regarding the business model, we have sponsor events, sponsor actions, ticket sellings, VIP accounts for bands, and also premium accounts for brands. We have reached some agreements with quite important brands right now. We are making different actions that I can explain you later deeper if you are interested in some of them. Here you can see just a few. This is part of our team that are people from the music industry, from finance, also from communication, and in the technology also. This is, we will say that is more about our projection in the next years, but this is also something that we can talk later because this is quite deep. And remember our dream, what we want to do. we want to make those bands be able to reach their dreams. This is a band that you may know when they were children. This is Muse. It's a French band, and this is how they ended. So we want all the bands to have the same opportunity. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, let's hear it for Placeband. All right, well, we want every team to have the same opportunity, so please try to stick to 4 minutes. The next startup, I mean, just imagine if you could keep your phone book or your contact book always updated. Wouldn't that be great on your phone? And you wouldn't have any more lost contacts? Well, this next startup is from the Basque Country. Their name is Perpetuall.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Hopefully, all of you have great smartphones, but I bet you something that your phone book is quite messy. You got duplicated contacts, incomplete information, and outdated data from your contacts. Don't worry, because you're not alone. Speaking to one of the biggest banks in Spain, they told me that only 1 out of their 6 million of customers have a valid email address, despite they get great CRMs and awesome technology. This is the real problem. Contact data is outdated in your smartphones, and it's also outdated in companies' CRMs or data systems. So we decided to create a simple solution that was based on a Goethe statement that said, okay, if everybody sweep in front of the door house, the whole world will be clean. So we created a simple app that was able to update your phone book whenever your contacts, your friends, change the contact details. And we did an experiment. We created the application, and it was quite crappy, but we launched it with a huge investment of 900 euros, and the results were this. We get more than 6,000 downloads, and the total contacts managed in our databases were up of 2 million contacts. So with these figures, we decided to improve the app. So we spent 6 more months to create native applications and to develop a very simple and easy-to-use applications to be launched in different mobile app stores. The growth is this. Today, after the launch of the new version of the app, we are about to get more than 100,000 downloads, with more than 30% of their users active. And I mean active users that enter in the app almost every day. The growth is also interesting in terms of how much contact, how much data information we are managing. Today, we got more than 21 million contacts database, a database that is crowdsourced and always updated thanks to our users that install the app in their mobile phones and continuously sync information with our systems. With these 2 assets, and with these metrics too, the customer acquisition cost, and when I mean acquisition, I mean sign-ups, not downloads, is quite low. It's less than 30 cents. And 30% of our users invite others with a 5% of engagement in the invitations emails. So we are guaranteeing quite a good organic growth. With these assets, as I told you before, we have created 2 business models. The first one is creating in-app purchases for mobile apps, for mobile users. And on the other hand, we are able to, complying with all regulations, provide information to companies. For example, data quality information. We can flag records inside companies to say, hey, you know what? This customer has an outdated information. The information of this customer is no longer valid. So we can flag them and we can charge to companies for that information. Keep this figure in mind. One flag for a non-valid email address, for example, can be charged of 15 cents in Spain. So it's quite a huge amount of money if you are considering millions of checks per day. Milestones. We launched the app on January this year. We get 80,000 euros in business angel investments, and today we are looking for a €500,000 investment. We got a couple of lawyers from England investors, but we are very happy to talk to you. please drop me an email or make me a call. I'm going to be by here the rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along. The next startup is in the area of sports, tourism, I don't know what you want to call it, from the community of Madrid. Imagine if you had a company that created adventure sports packages just for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Oviceversa.
Hello, my name is Ignacio, and I am one of the founders of Oviceversa. Oviceversa is an online travel agency specialized in hotels with leisure activities at destinations. We have sold 1 million euros in less than 1 year. We have two brands. The first one is Oviceversa, is specialized in ski trips, and the second one is dosnoches.com, is specialized in hotels plus ticketing to thematic parks, zoos, city tours, etc. We have three founders. David is the CTO of the company. He's an industrial engineer, and he used to work at Indra. José Juan Ávila is a telecommunications engineer, and he used to work at Ernst & Young. And myself, Ignacio Guillem, I study law, business, and political science, and I used to work at Ferrovial. Our value proposition is based in 3 points. The first one is the specialization. We are specialists selling packages. The second point is that we allow our customers to customize their travel packages online. And the third one is that we follow the Ryanair model. We are aware that we have to be really competitive in the basic package, and we have to improve our profitability adding extras to this basic package. We have 25 ski resorts in Oviceversa and more than 65 cities in dosnoches.com, and we are operating in Spain, Portugal, and France. The sports online travel market is a really attractive market. If we analyze the background of the main sports online travel agents in Europe, we can see that their growth has been 23% on an annual basis during the last 3 years. We have a transactional business model. Our fee in 2014 has been around 8%, and we hope that our fee next year will be 12%. About competition, we do not compete with Booking.com or Expedia because they do not sell packages. We differentiate from other online travel agencies such as Logitravel or Rumbo because we allow the online travel package customization, and we differentiate from other specialized online travel agencies such as Estivero Skiades because we are the first ski online travel agency in Spain in terms of destinations. Metrics. We expect to reach 4.5 million euros in 2016, and we have been profitable, operationally speaking, since our inception. We expect to reach the break-even in 2016, and we have a cash-generating business because of our positive working capital effect. Milestone, we have sold 1 million euros on revenue. We have made more than 3,000 bookings this year, and more than 200,000 people have visited our websites. And we closed our first financing round in June 2014 of 285K. We are looking for preparing our second financing round in May 2015. We would like to get around €500,000 that will finance all our staff costs, basically, till we arrive to the break-even. The travel sector is a really competitive sector, but it's really attractive in terms of M&A because there are many potential bidders. For example, industrial players, internet players, and we think that it's really interesting for this sector, the IPO of Odigeo groups. Thank you very much for your time, and we hope to see you soon traveling with us.
Okay, this next startup is very exciting. Imagine if you could create stories online. Imagine if you could it was made easy for you to create stories online. This company has received many prizes. They're from the same province that brought you Zara and also the President of Spain. Ladies and gentlemen, from Galicia, CreappCuentos.
Hi, people. Thanks for coming. My name is Avelino. I am going to tell you a story, okay? This is my daughter, Carolina. Every night before go to bed, comes to me and tell me, Daddy, Daddy, tell me a story. So I take a book like this, Snow White. I start to read, but suddenly you find something wrong about the end of the tale because the message is not the value that we want to give nowadays. So what we do, we change the story. We are creating a new tale. So we decided to make an application, an app for tablets that you can create a tale using background characters, using your text, using your audio. So no problem about the language. You can make a tale in Galician, in Catalonia, no problem with this. So in that case, you can change the end of the tale. You are enjoying with your child. And after, you can share. The difference between the tales, with this, you can enjoy. But with this, you can create, enjoy, and share with more people. Here you see the Little Red Riding Hood with a dino. This is fantastic. You are a creator. So before start the project, we need to know about the environment, about applications. So we decide, okay, it makes sense that it's a good opportunity. We create developers, designers team, and nowadays we are in Apple Store, in Google Play. It's a model, it's a freemium model. You have 12 packs for download. And now we are going to put 3 packs more Halloween, Christmas. Now our competitors, they are fantastic. They have more than 500 downloads. They are in the top 10 freemium model. But we are not a tale, okay? We are create the tale. We can trade, we can create, and share. This is very important. Our achievements nowadays, we have more than 15 downloads in the 5 continents around the world, more than 25,000 tales created during this time in a lot of language. Our roadmap, our milestones, now we started, and now we are looking for money for investors to make a social network where users they can upload and download tales in a lot of cities in the world. Because sometimes you are tired, you are not a good creator, but you can enjoy a different tales. Okay, do you like it? Okay, this is good because it's a tale created in Galician, so I'm going to download and enjoy it. So I started I'm going to tell you a tale. Now, this is the end of our tale. We are here, we are looking for money, we are looking for 100,000 euros for making the social network, for making marketing, for improving the application, and that's it. We are near from here. If you are more interested in our application, we can speak. And thank you for coming, and see you.
Boy, was that exciting or what? Well, we've now got something that's even more exciting, I think. Imagine that instead of capturing pictures, you could capture moments, 5 seconds of a sound with every picture. Amazing, huh? Well, here we have it from Catalonia. Ladies and gentlemen, AudioSnaps.
Hi, my name is Mark Salden. I'm the CEO of AudioSnaps. So the thing is that we've always been told that photography is about capturing moments, but in fact, we're just capturing images. All the emotion, all the environment gets completely lost along the way. That's the reason why we created AudioSnaps, our social network format and application that records 5 seconds of sound at the same time that you take a picture. Let me show you a few examples. This is the last time that I could go on holidays. If we could have audio, please. Audio. OK, let me. This is sound of water is much more evocative than the image of water itself. Or this one, can you imagine to be browsing pictures of your kids in 10 years and come up to this?
Aquí dins del maletero.
So a question immediately arises. Why not video? Well, video is the perfect tool to tell a story, while photography is the perfect tool to capture a moment. You use one instead of the other, usually you get wrong results. But there's a key factor of photography that we want to give, and that's spontaneity. Taking an audio snap is fast, is easy, exactly the same process as taking a picture. I just took the picture and done. But at this point, we have the audio, we have the image. What we found was the way to embed sound inside of a standard JPEG file. And we have a patent pending in the United States on it that specifically covers the way that we embed the sound, but also the way that we read that sound in any standard web browser. We know that there's other people trying to do the same, like Samsung, but we are the only ones who have created a solution that's compatible with all browsers, with all devices. A single JavaScript line of code is enough to play any audio snap. And there's some big players that already appreciate that, because since July this year, we are Sony premium partners. This means that all mobile devices that are being sold all over the world by Sony have AudioSnaps pre-installed. So that's great for us. And that's helping us too. We have 250,000 users since January, with a 31% monthly activity rate, who have listened to more than 7 million audio snaps. So people is curious for the format, they are engaged. But our story started earlier. We were in Guaira. We were the winners of the demo camp during the Mobile World Congress. We got invested by Lanta and 101 startups last year. And according to Wired, they said this a few weeks ago, we are one of the hottest startups of Europe. So, well, we are happy of that. The core team behind AudioSnaps is Daniel Rocasalva, my partner, and myself. We both have worked in top brands and agencies where we've got the top awards thanks to our advertising campaigns and developments, including a Cannes Grand Prix, that's the biggest that you can get in advertising. And well, we've lived and created companies in several countries like China, Spain, Italy, and UK. Let me show you the last example. This is the picture of a kid right at the moment when he was born, right in the delivery room. And we not only have one of these pictures, we have dozens of pictures of kids being born. What this picture tells us, what this group of pictures tells us, is that our users already understand that when there's an important moment, a moment that they want to keep forever, a moment where emotions are important, AudioSnaps is the right tool to capture them. Billions of pictures are being taken every day. We want all of them to be as moving as that one. So that's why we have opened our next funding round for $800,000 US, essentially to use in marketing and improving our technical team and licensing team. So please, let's talk after that. Thank you. One second.